Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today I'm going to be going over my picks for the top 10 best HSW vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online. It's been a while since the last time I did one of these. A lot of new HSW vehicles have come out, so I felt like my ranking was out of date from the last time I did this, so that's why we're doing it again today. If you guys enjoy the video, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike of course. Consider subscribing to my channel if you guys are new. I am going for 300,000 this year, so if you want to help me out with that, I would appreciate it a lot. Let's go ahead and get started with number 10. At number 10, we have the Karen S95, coming in at $1,995,000 plus an additional $525,000 for the initial HSW upgrade, and then a few $100,000 more for the further turbo upgrades, transmission upgrades, and engine upgrades, as well as suspension and stuff like that. The Karen S95 is exclusive to the next-gen version of GTA Online, and it has a really good top speed, and previously it was the second fastest sports class vehicle in the game for racing on circuits, behind the Grotti Italia GTO, which is one of my favorite cars. Sadly, it has lost its place, as with the GTO as well, because of the release of newer, faster sports cars like the Panaud Le Carousse, for example. It's still an awesome car with some great looks and some good customization to go with, and I think it's still worth picking up to this day because it is just such a cool overall vehicle with some really good performance still to this day to back it up. Next up at number 9, we have the Grotti Turismo Classic, coming in at $705,000 plus an additional $897,000 for the initial HSW upgrade again, and then another couple $100,000 on top of that. The Grotti Turismo Classic was already the fastest sports classic class vehicle in GTA Online in terms of racing on circuits, and then they went and gave it an HSW upgrade, making it way better than it already was. It handles super well, it looks really awesome, and it is of course based on the Ferrari F40, so what's not to like about that? The only thing it could use is some more customization options. In my opinion, the customization on this car is generally kind of weak. I know it is based off the F40 and there's really only so much you could do to that, but I feel like we could have had some more vision when it came to the upgrades with this car, especially once you buy the HSW upgrade. But beyond that, it is still a really good car. Overall, I would definitely recommend it, and especially if you want to win sports classic races, it is definitely one that you should have. Next up at number 8, we have the Overflawed Entity MT, coming in at $2,355,000 for the initial purchase price of the vehicle, and then an additional $850,000 for the HSW upgrade, along with, again, a couple $100,000 extra dollars. Just insert that every time that I mention the HSW cost. This car kind of needed HSW when it was released, but on every platform to make it more tolerable to drive. The car by default has engine resistance, making it accelerate super slowly in comparison to a lot of other cars in its class and that are similar to it. It basically gets locked in the top of gears for extra time, resulting in stunted acceleration. However, with the HSW upgrade though, it is a lot faster and the acceleration has improved a lot. In fact, the acceleration has improved so much that the top speed is actually awesome too, topping it at about 153 miles per hour. This is how this vehicle should be on every single platform, but unfortunately due to HSW only being on the PS5, Xbox Series S and X version of Grand Theft Auto Online, the rest of us just don't get access to that regularly. I would definitely like to see Rockstar make an update to the Entity MT to make it good on all platforms, not necessarily have HSW, but just get rid of the engine resistance and make it drive how it initially should have the entire time it's been out. At number 7, we have the Pfister Astron Custom, coming in at $1,720,000 plus an additional $395,000 for the HSW upgrade, and this is easily the fastest SUV in GTA Online, although somehow the Pagani Toros still nearly competes with it in terms of performance around circuits. Overall, the Astron Custom does have a much higher top speed, giving it the edge overall, as well as a much wider stance due to the wide body kit, which does allow for less chance of rolling it over, and it further improves the handling as well. I think the Astron Custom's a really good looking vehicle and I wish we had it on all platforms, but for right now, it is only available on the next gen platform, and then obviously the HSW upgrade for it is also only available on that next gen platform. Really cool car, looks awesome, love the customization. Overall, it is a great SUV for sure, easily the best in the game. Number 6, we have the Declassy Vigero ZX, or Vigero ZX, depending on how you want to say it, coming in at $1,960,000, and it is available on all platforms. But if you have it on the platform that has HSW, it's going to cost you $550,000 for the HSW upgrade. It is the fastest muscle car in GTA Online for circuit racing, as well as having the highest top speed of any muscle car in the game. And as long as the circuit is a little bit more straight line oriented than it is curve oriented, this thing will definitely be the fastest on that circuit. And it does have an insane top speed of about 162 miles per hour, making it among the very fastest cars in the game in terms of top speed. And it doesn't lose much in the handling department as a result of the extra power either, which is pretty awesome. Overall, it's a really good car with some excellent customization. I think this is one of the best looking cars in the entire game, and it's definitely one that I would recommend picking up if you guys don't have one already somehow. At number 5, we get the Shih Tzu Hakuchu Drag, costing $976,000 for the initial purchase price, plus an additional $1,450,000 for HSW. Now, this is the fastest overall land vehicle in GTA Online when it comes to circuit racing or just getting around in free mode, and it absolutely destroys everything else. It is a bit of a high risk, high reward thing though, because it is very easy to fall off of, especially if you hit other vehicles or obstacles that you're going to find on the sides of the road. This is my go-to vehicle though for completing the HSW and regular time trials in GTA Online. As long as you don't crash, you're pretty much guaranteed to make it in record time, and the top speed of this bike is only, and I say only, about 156 miles per hour, which is still insanely fast, especially for a motorcycle in GTA Online. The customization for the bike is a little bit on the weaker side, as with most bikes in GTA, so that's not really something you're going to find with the Hakuchu Drag, but it is an absolutely fantastic vehicle, and it's very clutch when it comes to getting those time trials done. At number 4, we got the Bravado Buffalo EVX, $2,140,000 for the initial price, then an additional $1,415,000 for HSW, so really expensive. However, the Bravado Buffalo EVX is not only the first electric muscle car in GTA Online, but it is also the first all-wheel drive muscle car in GTA Online as well. And it has Imani tech upgrades to go with, making it just that much more awesome. These things combined automatically bring it close to the top of the list of HSW capable vehicles. The handling's pretty good on this thing, the acceleration is awesome, as I'm sure you would expect. However, the customization of this car was a bit of a letdown. At least for me, I feel like they could have done more with it, honestly. Still an awesome vehicle overall, but yeah, that customization definitely should have had some more work done to it before they released the car. Overall, cool vehicle though, and I definitely would recommend it, especially if you're looking for something Imani tech that's also fast, and if you like muscle cars, I guess that's a bonus. Number 3, we got the Grotti Italy GTO Stinger TT, $2,380,000 for the initial price, plus $1,418,000 for HSW. Again, a very expensive vehicle, more expensive than the Buffalo EVX that we just talked about, in fact. However, the Grotti Italy GTO Stinger TT is a fantastic car, maybe even better than the Bravado Buffalo STX, although it is very similar to that car. This thing also has Imani tech upgrades as well as HSW again, automatically giving it a really high spot on this list due to the versatility of the vehicle. Now, it's not my favorite looking vehicle ever, kind of similar to the Bravado Buffalo EVX. The customization, again, is also kind of below average in my opinion as well, but the top speed of 168.5 miles per hour is pretty hard to argue with. There are not many vehicles that can get you across the map as fast as this one can, especially while keeping you protected from pesky griefers. They can't even lock onto you in the first place, and even if they hit you with a stray missile, the armor on this thing is good enough to take about 4 hits from an RPG or a homing missile. So this thing can survive quite a long time while also going super fast. And actually, this thing is so fast it can outrun an Oppressor Mark II, so don't really need to worry about that either. Overall, an awesome car, just doesn't look the best, which is unfortunate. At number 2, we have the brand new Ubermacht Niobe, costing $1,880,000 for the initial price, and that is available on all platforms, and then an additional $1,800,000 for the HSW upgrade, which is of course only available on the new gen of GTA. This thing is newly released, and it is from the Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC, and it takes the second spot on the list because of how insanely fast this car is. If it was in the supercars category, it would pretty easily be the best supercar for racing on circuits in GTA Online, not to mention that it is by far, and when I say that, I mean by far, the best sports class vehicle in the entire game for racing on circuits within the sports category. In free mode, its racing performance translates super well, it handles nicely and moves very quickly. Now the customization is also really awesome on this thing, and it's based on the BMW i8, which a lot of people really like, and that definitely doesn't hurt its case for being the second best HSW car in GTA Online, at least in my opinion. For an honorable mention on the list, we have the Benefactor Sterling GT HSW. This is coming in at $975,000 for the initial Benefactor Sterling GT plus $900,000 for the HSW upgrade. Now the Sterling GT is one of my personal favorite vehicles in the game, so when I found out that they were giving it an HSW upgrade, I was pretty excited. It's unfortunately not the best performing car in the sports classic category where it resides, but it's definitely the second best because it's the only other one that has HSW behind the Gran Turismo Classic. Now as a bonus, it's also regarded by most players as the best sounding car in the entire game, which makes it that much more awesome that it's actually a fast vehicle. Overall, it has pretty good handling, great performance, and sounds awesome, and I think it looks super good too. And Rockstar also added some new customization to it a couple of years ago, so it's got even more than it once did many years ago when it initially released. Overall, very cool vehicle, definitely one to look into. And number one though, we have the Pegasi Weaponized Ignis, coming in at $4,500,000 for the initial price of the car, plus 500 grand for the HSW upgrade. And again, initial HSW upgrade plus all the other stuff, a couple hundred grand more than that. The Weaponized Ignis, for me, still remains as the champion in terms of the best overall HSW vehicles in the game. The minigun alone makes it really hard to argue with, and then considering that the missile lock-on jammer that comes with the car the second you purchase it also reinforces that even further. It's also one of the very fastest supercars in the game as well, which makes it really hard to argue with overall. I think it looks great, the customization's pretty awesome, it performs really well. Overall, it is a really hard car to beat, and convince me that it's not still the best HSW vehicle in Grand Theft Auto Online. Anyway guys, there you have it. Those are my picks for the 10 best HSW vehicles in GTA Online. Let me know what you thought of my list in the comment section down below. Do you feel like I snubbed any vehicles? Do you think I missed anything? What would you have swapped out? Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. If you made it to the end of the video, comment a 7 in the comment section as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed, dislike if you didn't of course, subscribe to my channel if you guys are new. Again, going for 300k this year, and if you want to help me get there and you enjoy my content, I would appreciate you signing up and joining the channel. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.